else? Okay, let me know. I left it in the car.
I don't have anyone on my list to let in. We're good? All right. I hereby call to order the Patton Township Planning Commission regular meeting of November 2nd, 2020. It's great to see you all, to be here in the room. The first item to concern is the approval of minutes. You all have received the regular meeting and work session minutes with our agenda this week, and I'm wondering if there's any comment or discussion around that.
I'm here.
None here? Can we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Those opposed? So moved. Thank you very much. We are now at the public comments section of the agenda. Residents and property owners may address the commission of items of interest. There's no one in the room with us, but wondering if there's anyone online who might want to put forward any comments. Hearing none, moving on. Our first order of business is the Burnell Road Park Phase 2A preliminary/final land development plan, and I'm going to ask Alex or Nicole to walk us through that, please.
Yep. So the site of this is out on Burnell Road in the planned airport district. It's going to develop more of the park, and it'll include 2 basketball courts, a fitness area, and some additional parking. And it is in conformance with the latest version of the Burnell Park Master Plan. And I do believe we have someone from YSM, Chuck, to be answering questions and give a presentation.
Yes. Hi, I'm Chuck Stradowski. I'm a landscape architect and here to represent the plans for Burnell. And I do have a quick PowerPoint presentation, if I could just grab the screen.
Sure. Please.
Yep. Yeah.
You should be able to now. I think.
Yeah, you should be able to now, Chuck.
Okay. All right, can you all see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, yes, as was said, we completed a master plan update back in 2016 for Burnell Road Park, and the master plan graphic is shown here. We honed in on the area down here. So it's the existing airport playground is up on the hill. And then this area down here involves 2 basketball courts, a team fitness area, a challenge course, and then a pump track over here. So that was the master plan. The construction documents worked out pretty close to what was shown. Where you can see we have our 2 full-size basketball courts. We have a small area for fitness equipment, which is similar to what is out at Circleville Park. And then we have something somewhat new, first one we've ever done, and you're starting to see them come out, but just a team challenge course, which I can share a couple of in a minute. But that's this area here, and then of course the pump track off to the side. To support all that, there's 2 parking areas and a trail system that runs and connects all the dots. So basketball, pretty straightforward. Again, we have 2 courts side by side. We did also incorporated a seat wall at the one end. Again, a lot of people create spectator court, so we do have a wall similar. People can come and just gather and watch on the sidelines. We have a team challenge course, which again, if you're unfamiliar, this is, I'd say, something new in I'll call it the playground industry, where it's a more aggressive fitness course geared toward like teens and young adults. So it kind of hits that age group that is a little somewhat oversight. It's, the playground typically goes up to age group of 12 years old. This kind of equipment is geared, again, to the older than 12, young adults, and really anybody. I mean, it's open for anybody, but again, it's a little strenuous, similar to the Ninja Warrior course you might have seen on TV. Just, a really great physical challenge course, which I think will be an exciting addition to the park. A pump track, we've worked with a designer to come up with a Earthen pump track. And as you can see, again, another somewhat new facility that we're getting a lot of requests for. There's not too many built in the immediate area, but again, something that we're coming on, and it's a lot of fun. It takes up a relatively small footprint and just engages a lot of different age groups as well. This one is going to be segregated. There's going to be a beginner course, which is a little more user-friendly for the inexperienced. And then there's going to be a little more aggressive that is, set up for people with more experience in the park. And then, as I say, there's a fitness center or a fitness area also in there. This is similar equipment that was used at Circleville Park. We've incorporated a small area into this plan as well. So that is the short presentation. Open it up to any questions you may have.
Thank you. Planning Commission's questions and comments?
Looks good.
Yeah, I think,
Looks great.
Can we talk some about timeline?
Timeline, we are, the plans are somewhat ready. I think it's part of this is going to be a matter of funding for, what the township can get at. We did apply for funding as part of this round. Unfortunately, they were not successful as getting it in this grant round. And so I think we'll need to work probably with Susan here to come up with what is a logical first phase of construction and how we can get the plan implemented. So I don't have a definitive timeline. Susan, I don't know if you want to chime in.
No, we had applied for the DCNR grant for construction of a portion of Phase 2A that would have been going on in next construction season, 2021. Because we're unsuccessful, we'll reapply for that grant amount in the spring round of 2021. in anticipation that we can go to construction in 2022.
Great, thank you. Are all items completed on the comment letter provided by staff?
Yes.
Yes, great. All right, so
Need a motion.
we need a motion. We need a motion. Do we want to send this forward to the supervisors? May I have a motion to move this forward, please?
Hey, I will make a motion to move the Burnell Road Park Phase 2A forward with all the line items that were in the staff letter.
Terrific. We have a motion.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Moving forward to the Board of Supervisors. Thank you very much. Our next item is the expansion of mixed-use overlay 2, MDX2, the district to plan commercial C2. So Nicole or Alex, do you want to walk us through that?
Yes, so as most of us know, we have been talking about affordable housing in Patton Township for quite some time now. And one of the ideas that we are considering is expanding the mixed-use overlay 2 district to other planned commercial properties. As it's written now, it's available to the C2 properties of 20 acres or larger. So we are looking at removing that size regulation so that other C2 properties could develop or redevelop the overlay should they choose to or want to. So at this point, we did send out a meeting notice to make those property owners and adjacent property owners aware that we were having this conversation, and try to include some of the additional information about what the MXD2 overlay is, some of the benefits, maybe some of the potential downsides, and include some of the affordable housing provisions that that overlay includes, which is why we would like to expand it or looking at expanding it, and then a map of those properties. So at this point, Kate, I don't know if you want to open it up to any public comments.
Absolutely. I'd love to open it up to public comments. Do we have public comments?
Ms. Tees has her hand up.
Anita?
I'm not sure she heard you.
Anita, would you like to comment?
She took her hand down.
It is a little difficult to hear you, Kate.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. Ms. Tees, would you like to comment?
Yes, I wanted to commend Nicole. A very well-written presentation which identified the benefits and ways to, I feel like I'm getting an echo. Am I talking with an echo, folks? But I thought it was a well-written presentation. I think there are many benefits to enacting an overlay, just from my own experience of knowledge of overlays from the Patton Crossing controversy. So I would look forward to receiving this just individually as a supervisor, but I thought it was very well presented by Nicole.
Board of Supervisors?
Aye. Aye.
Those opposed? Same sign? All right, hearing none, we will move this forward as written to the Board of Supervisors. Any additional comments can be submitted in writing to the Township Manager. Thank you. The next item, boy, we're moving fast here. The next item is the Patton Township Housing Task Force. which was presented to the Board of Supervisors at the October 28th meeting. And the proposal created by Supervisor Teese is attached to your meeting materials. So shall we have a discussion about this? Opening it up to you all.
Maybe get Anita to do a little introduction.
That would be great.
Thank you. Yes, as you know, I've been zooming in on your planning commission meetings for quite some time. And some of the comments that I've heard from the planning commissioners, and you have so much research and so much knowledge, but I was especially struck when Kate mentioned, what is the vision for this township for the next 5 to 10 years? And it brought to my mind the Recreation Advisory Committee report that the supervisors just recently received, which had done a very extensive look at the needs and the possibilities and identified through citizen involvement a vision plan with recommendations for ways that action could be taken on that. And also the comment that Harry had made in one of the meetings about what do supervisors want in affordable housing. And at the most recent township supervisors meeting, where we were looking at traffic things for Patton Crossing, and it brought up to my mind how unfortunate it was that so many dozens of residents were evicted from that property because they had the misfortune of living on land that was deemed underutilized. And what can we as a township and as a county do going forward with a vision for ways to have opportunities for housing affordability? And I've talked with Nicole about this. She shared with me a resource from the Phoenixville, Pennsylvania Housing Task Force. I've spoken with several members of the Center County Affordable Housing Coalition who are very willing to share their knowledge and expertise. Nicole's connections with the county will be another source of research. And it was my hope, and I flew it by the supervisors first, but really the action begins and lies with our planning commission. And so I wanted to get your impressions of such a task force, and maybe your involvement with Nicole and I in finalizing a mission statement. Doug, with whom I've spoken as well, mentioned that part of the effort should be not just for the township, but how the township fits in with the greater whole. What can this township do as part of a greater body? I see, as I look at who's listening in on today's Zoom call, I see Leslie, and forgive me for mispronouncing your name, Drodigan, who I know lived in Ferguson Township before she moved to Patton Township and made many data-based comments on Nextdoor when affordable housing was discussed back in August. It would be my hope, if this proposal goes forward, that then we would identify a way that citizens could apply to serve on this task force. We'll need to identify some criteria. We want the task force, I think, to not be too large that it's not a manageable size, but large enough to involve all the important segments of our community in looking at this issue. Part of the timing on it will depend on waiting for some things in 2021. The census figures won't come out probably till the summer. The county is doing a housing update that may not come out. But if you folks on the Planning Commission, as you may rework this proposal, I mean, this is not set in stone. That's why I wanted to talk to you about it. But as it gets finalized, perhaps the education focus could start next March. I'd like to be the chair of it, and but with representatives from the Planning Commission, the supervisors, county agencies, and citizens. So I welcome all of your comments, suggestions, editing. If it is something that you think is worthy of being moved forward, I would invite you to refer it back to the supervisors with a recommendation. So thank you.
Thank you, Anita. Comments or discussion from the Planning Commission?
Well, I, for one, am all in favor of it.
I for two am in favor of it. I think it's a responsible step forward, and I think based on, how we got input in trying to finalize the things with Patton Crossing, I think that as long as we continue to keep in mind, as I think you said, Anita, and as Doug said, to make sure that we're fitting in within the entire COG system, I would be in support.
I agree. Anita, I think you've done a fantastic job at this. I mean, we're kind of pushing the rope, but it's okay, and this is a step forward, and I hope this really brings us to some conclusions about what we really want to do. Thank you so much.
I would agree. I agree that Supervisor Teese has done amazing work and really pushing this along. So what recommendation do we want to move forward to the Board of Supervisors? Doug, do you have any suggestions?
Well, if you're in favor, I would just suggest a motion that you endorse the concept and agreeing to help as you can as the process goes forward.
Thank you. So let's endorse this. I think it's time to move this forward. So all those in favor, please say aye.
Technically, I think you need a motion first.
I'm sorry, Bill, I can't hear you.
So technically, I think you need a motion first.
Okay. Okay, technically, let's do that. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to move this forward to the supervisor.
I will second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Let's move it forward. Thank you very much. And thank you, Anita, for all the great work. So we had a short agenda today. We are nearing the end of it. There was action taken by the Board of Supervisors on October 15th to move forward the Reserve East preliminary subdivision plan. There are pending work tasks, the planned airport district, which is on hold, affordable housing, which we just addressed, and a trail connecting the pad to Toft Trees community, which no updates for this meeting. So unless there's other conversation, we can draw this meeting to a close.
I have one question for whomever. How long is the planned airport district amendments on hold for?
Probably at least 2 years till we come up with money based on,
Okay.
we looked at our capital plan last week with the board, or a few weeks ago. The board's instruction back to staff was no tax increases. So we had to look at our list of projects and kind of prioritize them and see where we could push things out. And that's one of the projects that got pushed out.
Doug, can you share with us what are the top projects?
Off the top of my head,
Okay, that wasn't fair.
there are several projects that are grant funded that are going forward. Mostly projects that already have grant funding are moving forward, and projects that are, there's some few public works projects that are just gotta be done things. So there's some repairs to a traffic signal at Fox Hollow and Toft Trees Avenue that's been sitting in kind of a temporary condition for 2 years that needs to be done. There's some culvert work out on Julian Pike. that we've got some money from FEMA that needs to be done. So there's projects like that that are moving forward. There's probably several projects from last year that got delayed not last year, from 2020, that got delayed, and they're being funded in 2021. They're primarily police projects to add an officer and a secretary and a few other things. We are working on rail trail work for toff trees mostly. We're trying to get together all the rest of the right-of-way issues between where, from behind Highwoods in the Highwoods complex up to Toff Trees Avenue. And then we need to get another little piece on the other end of Toff Trees. So all those projects, they're working forward to try and make sure we get all the right-of-way together, and then we can go out and look for grant funding to build all that. But it's several little pieces that we're working on individually. So.
Thank you. Lots going on. All right, we are at the end of our agenda. Any other comments or questions? All right, so adjourned. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.